December 4th, 1924, London. A printer at a company called Waterlow and Sons receives a contract. Stamped, sealed, it carries the authority of the Bank of Portugal. The order is simple. Print 200,000 banknotes, 500 escudos each, worth hundreds of millions today. Everything checks out, the paper is correct, the signatures are correct, the authorization is correct, so the presses begin to run. Ink hits paper, paper becomes money, real money. But there is one problem. The Bank of Portugal never approved the order. No one signed it, no one authorized it. No one even knew it existed. A 28-year-old man forged everything, not the money, the permission. His name is Artur Alves dos Reis. And he didn't counterfeit currency. He made the official printer produce it for him. The notes were not fake. They were identical to real currency, because they were real currency. And by the time anyone noticed, Portugal's economy was already drowning in it. So how does a man forge authority so perfectly that even the system designed to protect itself helps him commit the crime? Before he forges money, Reis forges something else. Himself. He is born in Lisbon. Not poor enough to starve, but poor enough to never escape it. His father is an undertaker, a business that fails quietly, slowly. Like everything in that house, bills stack up, opportunities disappear. Respect is something other people have. At 18, Reis marries into a better family, and suddenly he is in rooms he does not belong in. Rooms where money is normal, where success is expected, where failure is visible, and he feels it. That distance between people who own things and people who owe things. He enrolls in engineering school, but leaves within a year because education costs money, and money is the one thing he does not have. So he makes a decision. If he cannot become qualified, he will become convincing. He leaves Portugal, moves to Angola, a Portuguese colony, a place where identity is flexible, where no one knows your past, where paperwork matters more than truth. He creates a diploma from Oxford, an engineering degree with multiple specialties, none of them real. He has it notarized, stamped, authenticated. And something strange happens. No one checks, because every stamp suggests someone else already did. That is the first rule he learns. Verification is not about truth. It is about responsibility. If the paper looks official, no one wants to be the person who questions it. The lie becomes self-sustaining, and it works. He gets hired, and here is what makes him dangerous. He is actually competent, good enough to perform the job, which makes the fake credentials invisible, because results hide origins, but competence is not enough. Reis doesn't want a job, he wants control. He begins manipulating finances, redirecting money, exploiting gaps. Eventually it catches up to him. He is arrested, sent to prison, and this is where the story changes, because prison doesn't stop him, it isolates him, and isolation gives him something more valuable than freedom: time. He studies not crime systems, specifically money. He learns how the Bank of Portugal operates, and what he discovers is simple and terrifying. The bank does not protect money with force. It protects it with process, ledgers, signatures, authorization chains, and most importantly, trust. Even more important, Portugal doesn't print its own money, it outsources it to foreign companies, like Waterlow and Sons in London. That means something critical. The physical creation of money happens outside the country, outside direct oversight, and that creates distance. And distance creates opportunity. Then he finds something else. A record of a previous note printing, done quietly, poorly documented, irregular, and suddenly everything becomes clear. Money is not protected by ink, it is protected by paperwork. And paperwork can be forged. Reis leaves prison in 1924. Officially, he has nothing, but mentally, he has everything. He does not plan to counterfeit money. He plans to authorize it illegally, but convincingly. He builds a team, not criminals, respectable people, a businessman, a diplomat figure, men who look legitimate, because legitimacy is contagious. If one person looks official, others assume the system is working. He gives each person partial information. No one sees the full plan, because full knowledge creates risk. Then he creates the centerpiece, a contract printed on official government papers, stamped, signed, backed by consular authentication, British, French, German, 3 layers of credibility, 3 chances to stop it, and no one does because every stamp says, someone else already checked. The contract reaches Waterlow and Sons, A trusted printing company, they already produce Portugal's currency. They have the plates. The material's the authority, so when they receive the order, it doesn't feel strange, it feels routine. And routine is dangerous, because routine removes suspicion. Inside the company, concerns appear quietly. A representative in Lisbon hesitates, raises doubts, but the paperwork looks perfect. The order is large, and large orders are profitable, so the hesitation fades. One final step is attempted, a letter sent to the Bank of Portugal, asking for confirmation. But the letter never arrives, lost, intercepted, or simply gone, and that missing letter becomes the gap everything falls through. On January 6, 1925, the agreement is signed, and the presses begin. The first shipment leaves London, packed, secured, transported like official currency, because it is. Reis now holds something unprecedented, genuine banknotes produced by the official printer. With no authorization, he has not broken the system, he has used it perfectly. But printing money is only half the crime. Spending it is the real challenge, because large amounts attract attention. So he does something smarter. He moves slowly. He spreads the money across multiple channels, small transactions, multiple banks, different locations. He converts large notes into smaller ones, breaking suspicion into pieces. Because systems detect anomalies, not patterns that look normal. And everything he does looks normal, at least individually. Then he takes the next step. He opens a bank. A real one. The Bank of Angola and Metropole, with massive capital created from unauthorized money. But no one questions it, because wealth explains itself. People deposit money. Businesses take loans. The bank grows, and suddenly the fake money becomes real influence, real assets, real power. He buys property, status, and now he is no longer pretending to belong. He actually does. The system doesn't collapse immediately. In fact, it works better. More money, more liquidity, more activity. It looks like growth, but there is a flaw, a small one. Invisible at first, every banknote has a serial number, and those numbers must be unique. Reis had access to plates, but not the full numbering system, so he guessed. And for months, no one noticed until one day. 2 identical notes appear, same number, different origins. And suddenly the impossible becomes visible. The Bank of Portugal investigates, examines the notes, finds something terrifying. They are real, perfect, indistinguishable. There is no way to separate legal from illegal, so they make the only decision possible. They recall all notes, every single one, and panic begins. People rush to banks. Lines form, trust disappears, because money only works if people believe in it. And now, they don't. Investigators trace the notes, back to the printer, back to the contracts, back to the signatures, back to him. Reis is arrested, tried, convicted, sentenced. The operation collapses, the money disappears, the system resets, but something remains. The realization Artur Alves dos Reis did not steal money. He exposed something. Money is not paper, it is trust. A system of belief, a chain of assumptions where every step depends on the last one being correct. And no one checks, because everyone assumes someone else already did. He didn't break the system. He proved it was already broken. Because if you can forge permission, you don't need to forge anything else. And once that idea exists, it doesn't disappear, because every system built on trust has the same weakness. Not force, not technology, not security, belief. And the moment belief fails, everything built on top of it goes with it. If you want more stories like this, make sure to subscribe, because sometimes the most dangerous people aren't the ones who break the rules.